Get ready for forward momentum. This full moon that's in Aries in Vedic astrology is going to really bring in a shift for us. It is time for us to really be able to see, feel, and take steps onto our new direction. The overthinking is going to stop. Mercury has gone direct, and we are very grateful for that. And that feeling of you might feel a little anxious, maybe that change is afoot, but you still don't have that clarity dropping right in, and full moons can make us feel emotional. That's all normal. I'm going to explain that all to you. Hi, if we haven't met yet, I'm Prema, Vedic astrologer, consciousness coach, and creator of Your Sacred Wealth Code. And I really appreciate you being here. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. If this topic resonates for you, hit the like button. And if you're wanting to learn more about Your Sacred Wealth Code, you can take the free quiz. The link is down below the video. It's also pinned in the comments. I really appreciate you being here today. Welcome to Chart Your Path. And if you want to know about a reading or doing deeper mentoring with me, stay till the end of the video and I'll share that with you then. All right, I'm going to dive into the full moon. Then I'm going to go into the transits here and how you can make practical use of this. But I want to mention this first. Your overthinking is going to stop with Mercury going direct. And all these planets stopping and stationing right now makes us feel like we're in a little bit of a pause. We're anticipating, we can feel things starting to open. And before we do that, and we can use the energy of this full moon to help us, I want to invite you to really clear any beliefs that have been holding you back. You can simply, I'm just going to get right into some practicality right now because it's really important. We've got the courage with this full moon to actually take the steps and move forward. But I'm sensing out there for you, and I know the clients I've been working with, we've been working with this all month. Really clear whatever's coming up, whether it's a belief you want to write it down and you want to burn that piece of paper, whether you want to do a prayer about it, whether you want to use a clearing process on it. I do a lot of that in the work that I do with my clients. But you want to, awareness is 50% of it. Awareness precedes change. So be aware of what you're still apprehensive about, what you feel is still holding you back, and simply take a moment and just really consciously let that go. So in the next few days, you are feeling more freed up to move forward, and you're not trying to take the baggage with you from this sort of confusing time and things that might have come up for you, because we're going to really have this courage to move forward, to rebirth. This is an Aries. This is all about rebirth. It's an Ashwini Nakshatra. It's the beginning of the zodiac in Vedic astrology. So this is where we take our feet, we put them on our path once again. Whenever the moon comes here, when the sun and when important planets come into this placement, we get this rebirth energy. What you want to do in these few days here, this 2 or 3 days, right around this full moon, first of all, is to reconnect with what your vision is, what your purpose is in moving forward. So as you move forward, you're moving forward towards your vision, towards your path. You don't need to know how just yet. And like I teach my clients, we tune into that as we go. We listen to our intuition, but we're very clear of what your purpose and your vision is. So you want to hook into that first. Spend this pause time over the next couple of days to be clear about where you're going, and then as you start to take your steps and the path starts to open up, the how is going to drop in much easier. You're going to have the courage to step over some of those bumps that have been holding you back. There's a great deal of healing with this full moon. It's on the 20th of October, if I didn't mention that already. And Ashwini is this amazing place of healing. It is the Kumars, the twin horses here, which are also called the physicians of the gods, have the ability to bring healing down to earth, down here into the earthly realm. So, like I said, whatever's up for healing, whatever's up for releasing, is a beautiful time to do this. It's also a sacred day in India, the Sharad Purnima, which is believed to be where the moon is its biggest, its brightest, and it is a harvest moon in the northern hemisphere as well. And so you want to get out under the energy, the moonbeams, and get some of that light on you if you can, or anything you want to cleanse, your crystals or anything, jewelry, and let them bathe in that full moon. Now, this is literally brings us nourishment on a soul level, on a physical level, on a heart level. So it's just such an auspicious full moon, but also one, a lot of times it's that deep inner work, but this is calling us in, rebirth and stepping forward. So what are you moving forward with? What have you been trying to move forward? Leave me a comment. Tell me about this. What's going on for you? What have you been wanting to move forward? What is your purpose? What is your mission? These are the things that you want to be clear about, because the time, the gates are opening. And this is also a beautiful time for us to awaken our consciousness even more so to the next level. And in order to do that, we again have to be sure that we are not trying to hold on to the past. And that's why I started this out with really encouraging you to release what's holding you back. Because I tell you, we do need to know where we're going. We do need to know what to do. And I do that from the inside out. And that's the way I teach that as far as life, as far as business goes, as far as your impact, your work in the world. To do it from the inside out, it's a tuning in process. We drop into our hearts, we listen to our intuition, we make time for that. We know our sacred wealth code. We move with our gifts instead of moving from our shadow. Where it is that you're going, but most of it is really clearing what's in your way, because as you expand, you start to bump up into new places in yourself and new situations, and we have to hold that energy next. So we might have beliefs that come up, so you can use some of those tips that I shared at the beginning of this video about how to move through those. There's a great deal of vitality and rejuvenation, and do we need that right now? Also, the healing from this full moon, also with Mercury going direct in Virgo, which is our sign of healing, there is healing coming through for you personally right now, whether that's getting that massage, that Reiki session, healing your mind, healing your soul with energy practices. It's a beautiful time for this. It's also a beautiful time to really enliven your prana. It's like it can be supercharged. So do your breath work. Whether you're doing pranayama of any sort, and you can look those practices up, whether you're doing box breathing, whether you're just taking 3 deep conscious breaths several times a day, very, very important, and will support you greatly. So the greater healing that we're needing as a planet, there's an opening for a new path towards that healing during this full moon. As you do your healing, as you open up to it, as you consciously release, as you know what your path is, because you're part of the healing of the planet. You're part of, you chose to be born right now. We're being reborn right now. You chose to be born and live during this time. You have a mission here, or you wouldn't be here. And then it's up to us to step into that mission. There is an energy here of leadership, because Aries is where the sun is exalted and the moon is here. The sun isn't here now, but it holds that energy, and the sun is opposite in Libra right now. So this leadership energy, how I want to invite you to use this is to take charge of your own direction. Lead thyself. In you leading yourself on a higher path, and by higher, I mean a more conscious path. And that's why I'm so passionate about working with conscious visionaries. A more awakened path. That's why choosing your direction right now, re-choosing it, and being open to how it wants you to interact with it, because we are in an ever-changing dynamic right now. So take charge. You're getting the courage with this full moon and with these transits to do this. And one of the ways to really drop in and feel that courage is in your 3rd chakra, down in your solar plexus, and just deep breaths into your 3rd chakra. Mars is the ruler here too of this part of your energy, and this is where we have to energetically stand for ourselves. Knowing your gifts is one of the prime ways to do this, and be willing to stand in your gifts and use them, and because you have divine gifts, like I like to call your highest value gifts. If you're wondering what those are, you can book a Sacred Wealth Code reading. Their link is down below for that. But you want to power stand. You really want to get in your own energy. So energetically, we have to stand for ourselves, stand for what we're here for, stand in our gifts. first, and then the world recognizes us for that. But if we keep wondering and testing the world, oh, am I this? Am I that? Is it safe to do this? You're not going to get that clear message back. You have to embody it, and that's the inner work. That's the energetic upgrading that we have to do. That's so very important. Now, the shadow side on this full moon is going to be impulsiveness. That's reactionary energy. So don't react. Again, we're talking about being very conscious, and if you're connected to your purpose and mission, you're tuning in, you're going to be able to take conscious steps. A lack of direction. Well, Mercury's gone direct, and we've talked several times here about how to get on the right path. Your soul knows where you need to go, and that's vision and purpose for you. And the other shadow piece is stubborn and arrogant. It's not all about you. What's your piece in what we're doing here as a planet to heal right now, as a collective? And that stubbornness is just any of this shadow stuff coming up. It just means you have a belief to clear around this. You have some energy to clear around this and release. That's all. So if shadow side is up for you, that's fine. Dig into it. Let's see what we need to do about that. Okay. So if the shadow is coming up for you, I'd love to hear about that and what you're dealing with. Go ahead and leave me a comment about that. The few transits we have that are so important. We've been talking about Mercury going direct. So with that, it's just so fabulous because you're going to have, if you've been waiting to make a decision, that's opening up for you over the next few days. If you have been waiting to sign papers or anything legal like that, contractual, you can go ahead and do that now, which is wonderful. You can also, this is your ability to really evaluate things has been really skewed through this retrograde, and you're going to have that ability to really make those clear evaluations, come to clarity, which then allows you to be in action. Clarity is power. Once you have clarity, you know what to do. Then you can trust yourself and you can move forward. So that clarity is available. Okay? That's a beautiful thing. Now, Jupiter has just gone direct as well. Jupiter is our great planet of light, a great guru planet, and Jupiter is about hope, it's the visionary in the Sacred Wealth Code. Oops, sorry, that's the messenger. It's the visionary in the Sacred Wealth Code system. The messenger is one of the communicator archetypes as well as the merchant, and business has been very strange over the last month, and with Mercury's direct activity and direction now, that's going to help. Jupiter is going to allow us to see our bigger vision. It is going to allow us to feel our hope again. And by the 20th of November, it'll be moving into Aquarius again in Vedic astrology, and this is going to shed light on so much more. I'll get into that with the next monthly update. I talked a lot about these transits in the October update, and you can, the link to that video is down below, the full October update. And so this is wonderful about Jupiter moving forward, but again, it's having this pause for a couple of days as it does move forward. And then Saturn is already direct. It went direct on, I believe, on the 10th of the month. And Saturn takes a little while to turn around. These bigger, slower moving planets, they've got to, it's like a big ship moving through the water, and it's got to stop and, and then turn it all around and get it going in a different direction. So we're feeling that. That's the pause I've been talking about. This is your commitment. Saturn has been delaying things. It always delays things, but it's really been delaying things. It's made, the fear has been higher with it being in retrograde. You've gone over some of the things that you probably didn't even want to go over or question again, but now you can move forward with a new commitment as long as you're connected to your purpose, your mission, your vision. So this is an amazing time. Next month, we'll have some eclipses. I'll get into that in the next month, in the next video. So stay tuned for the November update. If this has resonated for you, I really appreciate it if you like this, if you subscribe. If you haven't, I do new weekly updates, so be sure to do that. If you are looking to work deeper with me, want to mentor deeper with me, the links for the readings are below. But if you really want to dive in and mentor deeply with me to unlock your divine gifts, to transform your life, your business from the inside out, to really move from your sacred wealth code, move your mission, your purpose, make that difference in the world you're here to make. I've helped hundreds of people to do that. It's my greatest passion. And if you want to work deeper with me, there's a link down below in the description, and you can apply for the Solutionary Blueprint program, and we can talk about that and see if that's a good fit for you. And if you want to join the free Facebook group, and I'm just in there more. We can have a deeper conversation in there as well. There's a link below. It is my great pleasure to be here for you. So much love to you.